Welcome back, guys, to another video. This is More From Men. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, before we begin the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It is so important that you guys subscribe. The more we can get this message out, the more relatable, the more we can share our experience, the better we can help people around us, guys. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to check out the new video. Also, make sure to follow us on our fitness Instagram at nlf.inc. That's my personal brand and where I do my personal training. And with that, my goal is just to help people get to where they want to go and meet their goals. So if you haven't done so, subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Instagram. Let's start the video. Alright, guys, so today I was sitting up here, I was walking to the gym this morning. I was thinking, what would be a good video idea for you guys? Like, what's going to help you the most? And you know, the whole point of the channel is to share my experiences. So I was thinking back on a point in time earlier this semester, my college semester, where I met a very special individual. I really hope you're watching. And we were sitting at a table, and this was during a dark period during that time. Like, it just wasn't good. I was going to therapy. It was in the beginning of me going to therapy, and I knew the dude. I talked to him, but this is one of the first times we really just sat down, I think, and talked. Awesome conversation. I was at this point where I wanted to get better. I wanted to let things go. It's just that, you know, when you experience certain stuff and people say certain things, and certain things just happen in your life, you just get bitter. You know, whether you were bitter at one point or you're bitter now, you just get bitter. And I mean, that's a natural thing to feel after, you know, experience, especially like the same thing over and over again. And at that point in my life, I had something called the I syndrome. I'll explain that in a different video, but I had something called the I syndrome, and we were talking, and I was like, yeah, people did this to me, and people have said this to me, and you know, they, and so forth. And he talked to me, and he was like, oh yeah, they did the same thing to me. And we just kept talking, right? And it was like, you know, he would say something, and I'd be like, oh, that was me, and then I would say something to me. And it's crazy because we both have
don't care, still don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Locks. We both have beards. Like, we're both real goofy. The only real difference at that time was that I was an extremely bitter person, and he was just like open, free. And I literally sat here and looked him in his eyes and said, why are you so happy? You know, like, how are you just okay with this? After, you know, because he's been through similar stuff as me, and like, we've had like this, you know, very similar thoughts. And I was sitting up there like, how can you sit here and be so open-minded and so happy all the time? And he told me, he was like, for a long time I wasn't. He said I had to really come to terms with everything that happened, and even though I'm still going through things now, you know, those things that happened in the past, I had to learn that I had to let those things go. And I looked at him because, you know, multiple people have told me something similar. Or, you know, like, you go to YouTube or you read the motivational books to hear the motivational speeches, and you hear those things, but I don't really think we understand what it means to let things go, right? When he said let things go, a switch clicked off in my head and things connected. And as he further explained, he was like, you gotta let go of what people did to you in the past. You have to let go of how you felt before. You gotta let go of that pain you're trying to keep to even push you to greater heights. You have to let go of that, and you have to realize that whatever happened in the past, you can't control that anymore. You know, you've been there, you've done that. The only place you can go from here on out is forward. And he said that to me, and I thought about it, and it sat with me, because like, that was probably one of the best conversations we have ever had, even to this day. And he, you know, don't get me wrong, like, this is still my friend, like, I love that dude. But the reason I'm telling y'all this story is because a lot of times we hold on to things that we think we don't hold on to.
Don't care, still don't care. I don't care. I don't.
I remember like when my dad passed, like I thought I let a lot of that stuff go.
Got it!
Like when it came to like some of the anger I felt, some of the denial, like insecurities bred from that. And it wasn't really until I started going to therapy, like after a while. Like I remember I was in therapy one day and I'm sitting here like, dang, I got daddy issues.
What did he say?
Okay guys, update. Now when I say like daddy issues, I mean more for my biological father. The person that passed away is my stepfather. Like I literally told my therapist that, and he was like, how did you come to that conclusion? I was like, one thing I see consistently throughout my life is, I like attention. I want some form of attention and approval from people. Almost like I want the attention and approval from a father or my father. And then, a lot of stuff after that just clicked. And, if it was, after I came to the conclusion about one thing, then I came to a conclusion about another thing. And then I sat here and realized that all these pieces are connected. And it was because I was still subconsciously dwelling on things that I could not control anymore. And I remember it wasn't until I got to a certain point, I got in a situation with some people. I mean, the situation is pretty irrelevant, but in this case, I'll just mention it like this. I got in a situation and it brought me back to the mind state of, here it's the same thing again. Like people are doing this to me, people are doing that to me. And I thought about it and I had to realize I have to take accountability and I have to take responsibility for myself. And no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to do it for me. Your parents aren't going to do it for you. Your friends aren't going to do it for you. You got to sit here and you got to realize whatever people do to you isn't even about you. And especially what people did in the past to you. Like those people probably aren't even the same people anymore. And if they are, you still can't control that. So to everybody that watches this video, I just want to say, go love yourself. Go be proud of yourself. And most importantly, let those things go that are hurting you. Because if you don't, you're going to be miserable. And why would you live a miserable life when you can go out and see the beauty of the world and be happy? Y'all go be great. You had to go to fuck my mind.